Thank you. Extremely proud of our basketball team for a lot of reasons. First of all, we haven't won a tournament game in a while, so that was our first goal of the week, was to win a tournament game, and we did that tonight, and really proud of our composure. I thought that at halftime they really reset themselves, which is a sign of a team that's beginning to have terrific chemistry and growing up. By the time our coaches got in there, they knew exactly what they needed to do, and really all we talked about was slowing down. We were playing way too fast in the first half, and I thought the beginning of the second half was probably the difference in the game because it gave our team some confidence, and we took it from there and really played solid defense, I thought, the entire second half.
Okay, we'll take questions for our student athletes first, please. If you'll put your hand up, we'll get the microphone to you. Start on the front row, and then we'll go to the second row.
Karen, with about 6.5 minutes left, you called a timeout. I think you were up 6, and then you break the timeout, and Chaz hits a three-pointer to put it up to 9. Do you remember that being any part of
before you go any further, it's student-athlete questions first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes, please.
Sorry.
If you got a question for the student-athlete, we're going to do that.
Chaz, pretend like I just said that question to you.
Got you.
How big of a shot was that at the time? Sorry about that.
I mean, it was a really big shot just to give us a lift, and, I mean, we were in a drought, really. So, I mean, Karen called the play, and, I mean, we just executed it really well. Nakia set a really great screen and hit the shot.
Got a question on the aisle?
Simone Bridges from Yard Barker. Ladies, how does it feel to come in here and get this first victory against a rival team like Oklahoma?
I've never won a Big 12 tournament game. Last time I was here, we lost, so it feels great because it's a new experience. And on top of that, it's OU. So it's great. Like before the game, OU fans were posing in our pictures with the horns upside down. So it's a real rivalry, and I think I finally feel it because I'm not from Texas. So it's fun to win. It's great to win against a rivalry, and we just got to focus on tomorrow now.
Anybody else want to make a comment besides Imani? Okay, next question for the student athletes.
NECA, Coach said you guys huddled at halftime before she got there, the coaches got there. What in particular was said with you guys?
It was a refocusing for us. We've been in that position before when we played them at home. I believe we were down about 12, and we just needed to come together and realize that, if we play our game defensively, offense will come, and eventually things will get together, be put together, and we'll come up with the win.
Okay, Nika. Anybody else want to make a comment? Okay, take a question on the side over here.
Chuck Cheney, SB Nation, for all three of you. You guys played really good defense. You held them to 30% shooting on the night, especially Ellenberg. You bottled her up all night. What did you guys do specifically to keep her so busy all night?
I mean, in the first half, they came out 50% from the three-point line. So really, that's another thing we talked about at halftime was just playing defense and getting back to our character and what we are about.
Anybody else want to comment? Further questions for our student athletes? Okay, ladies, we're going to let you all return to the locker room. Congratulations on the win. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Now we'll take questions for the coach. Got a question on the aisle.
Coach, you split with Western Virginia in the regular season. What is it going to take for you guys to come out victorious tomorrow?
Well, first of all, we need to get back to the hotel and get our legs in some ice and get prepared for a really good basketball team. But when you play West Virginia, first of all, that they're going to play terrific defense and that you have to match their competitiveness defensively and on the boards. And I think that it has been 2 really good games against them, just like it was against Oklahoma. So I expect us to be competitive, but it's a quick turnaround for us. So it'll take some real focus on our team's part. But they're really good.
Question on the front.
Coach, were there any adjustments made as far as Oklahoma making all the three-pointers first half? Did you say anything, do anything in the second half?
We made a few adjustments. During the second half, we switched some screens, which we didn't do much of in the first half. But I really thought it was our attention to detail a little bit better, specifically at the 4 position. I thought Cornette, well, not just Cornette, but Sharon Campbell both hurt us in the first half at the 4 position, hitting the threes, and we really needed to pay a little bit more attention at that position. But I thought that we also learned a little bit from our loss at Oklahoma, because we were in some of the same situations, late game situations, where defensively we didn't do a good job at Oklahoma. We didn't hedge, we didn't switch when we needed to. So I thought that our team probably learned from that experience and made sure that they made the adjustments necessary.
Got a question right behind you, David.
Clay Horning, Northern Transcript. Not really from an X's and O's standpoint, but just you guys came out strong, quick, scored points fast in the second half, and before OU knew what was going on, their 5-point lead was now a deficit. Did you guys, did you tell them to come out that fast? Was that a focus to start fast? I know you want to score every trip down, but it seemed like they weren't matching your intensity coming out of the half.
The only thing we talked about was winning the first 4-minute game, because I think every coach talks about 4-minute games and trying to win them, but we focus a lot on winning the possession game. And the last 2 4-minute games of the first half, we lost both of those, so we really didn't talk about anything other than this is one 4-minute game and we need to win it, and not getting past that first 4-minute game. And I thought that they really focused on that and executed some things really well early in the second half. I thought our bench was really good today too. Everybody that went in the game gave something, and it's really what our team is all about. We don't have a superstar really, so it was a team effort.